you all so much for being here, and welcome to the first concert of our 2025-2026 season. It's a great way to open a concert, I think, with a fanfare. That was our Pitt State Trumpet Studio playing Celestial Dance by Eric Morales. And if that piece has left you wanting to hear more trumpet, Trumpet Fest 2025 will be happening this weekend, Sunday and Monday. And that full schedule is on the website, and we would like to see you all at the concerts. And if you want to attend the festival, even better. It's if there's such a thing as too trumpet, we're going to find that out. Too much trumpet, we're going to find that out this weekend. So yeah, welcome to our season. This is a very exciting season for us, and we're happy that you could share the opening with us tonight. Everything on this concert is about some kind of connection that a musician has made in their lives, and every piece you see on the program would not have existed if it weren't for those connections. So the idea is kind of like no musician is an isolated person. We're all totally inspired by all the influences, all the different cultures, all the different styles of music. Everyone we meet kind of builds our musicianship, and for the composers, they're no different. This first piece on the program is a really cool piece by Natalia Quintanilla Cabrera. And it's actually about a person that she never actually met. It's her grandfather. But she heard about him, and she found out that there's a connection between her grandfather and this music that she loves. And this piece I love. It's called Intento de Mambo, which basically translates to mambo, like intention to mambo or mambo attempt. So we don't actually mambo in this piece. We kind of like, you can tell like it wants to mambo, and it's like flirting with the idea of mamboing, but it doesn't actually happen. At the very end, we get a little brief moment of like mambo, and it's like, oh, it's over. So it's kind of an interesting piece. It's like revolves around mambo, but it doesn't actually mambo. So I hope you enjoyed that and all the rest of the pieces on our program tonight. We're going to tune, and we're going to dive in, and I hope you enjoy everything on the concert here tonight. I love those classic pieces. So this is by, if you have played band music, you know John Barnes' Chants. This may or may not be a piece you've heard. This is his first major work for winds. And here's a really cool story. He didn't like band, or he wasn't a big fan of band. He wanted to be an orchestral composer until he met like a really good band and a really good band director. And then he wrote this piece for them. Kind of a cool connection. Moving along with our program here, this next piece is by like one of my favorite living wind composers. His name is Scott McAllister. And I just love his aesthetic. You know, I'm a fan of a lot of the bands that he listens to. I love Radiohead, Nirvana, Pink Floyd. Like, these are influences that like he brings to his composed music. And it's not like, it doesn't sound like Radiohead, but it has like the feel, the kind of post-apocalyptic, nihilistic feel of some of these bands. And he brings that, and it just makes it really connect with a lot of listeners for some reason, including me. So I hope you enjoy it as well. another cool connection, if you're not a fan of Radiohead or Pink Floyd or Nirvana, and that piece, if you're like a wind music nerd, there's a connection between Scott McAllister and Carol Husa, specifically his work Apotheosis of This Earth, which was a monumental undertaking it was kind of written about the destruction of the Earth. Back at a time when people were seriously thinking about that, back in the earlier part of the 20th century, or the later mid part of the 20th century. This is he kind of sees this as a modern version of something like that. He really resonated with Carol Husa's work, but for right now, the year 2025, this was written in 2024, I believe, or 25, but it's meant to be like a present day version of like his take on that. So there's a wind music connection as well. Okay, so this next piece we're going to tune, and then I think it needs a little bit of explanation. So we're gonna give you something to hang on to for this next work called Rusty Air in Carolina. So give us a second here, and then we'll kind of ease into that piece. So this you can kind of read for yourself kind of where the genesis of this piece like started, but I spent a few years in North Carolina, and I could attest to the fact that the cicadas are just like everywhere during the summer months. They're just always part of the background. Whether there's a concert or whatever you're doing outdoors, the cicadas are kind of part of the soundtrack to whatever you're doing. It's just part of the texture, and there's something about the humidity of the air, and the cicadas kind of like form this ambience that this, I think, composer captures really well. So what you'll hear is some ambient music is like pre-recorded sounds and some computer-generated sounds that will be performed by our resident DJ, Josh over here, on the laptop. And with the... Sure, yeah, all right. Josh really doesn't like attention, so... And then the winds are going to start to pick up some of these cicada sounds, and at first you hear the winds kind of making some very cicada-like sounds. And that's not the only thing happening. There's like these textures and harmonies that are developing. But soon that cicada voices kind of start to become like the accompaniment to the music, and slowly they start to kind of like merge together until like the cicadas start to like rhythmically accompany what you hear on the soundtrack here. And this work kind of evolves to this like this beautiful long melody. And there's a single melody that lasts for 1.5 movements of this work. It's just a long melody going through the background. So before I go unlock my laptop, which I have to do for Josh here, I want to play a couple examples of some of these sounds that you're going to be hearing that are like kind of like cicada-like sounds, but kind of also accompaniment to the music. And I guess for that, we'll pick on the trumpet section here just for a brief moment. Just one example of some of the cicada sounds that start to kind of develop their own life. I don't know, maybe that sounded like frogs a little bit too, or something like that, but that's the idea here. Okay, so Josh, you might be with me. So I just hope this is a really cool work. does it most authentically, like to the music. It's not just like an added layer. It's really part of the music. So I really found this a cool work. I hope you think it's as cool as I do. All right, so couple cool intersections of our own in this concert. First of all, we are very pleased to, in a second here, bring to the stage a Pitt State music alumni to play a solo with the band, which is really awesome for me and for the band, I think. There's actually several of her students in the band, so that's kind of a cool connection. But also, we're starting something new this year. As far as I know, it may have happened long in the past, but that's an alumni band concert. So once we're done with our next song, we're going to welcome to the stage some alumni from the band program from a wide range of eras here at Pitt State. And I think this is going to be something that we're going to make a tradition. We're going to do this every year on our first Wind Ensemble concert. We're going to invite alumni back, including any of these people you see on stage. Once they graduate, are welcome to come back. And I think it'll be just kind of a cool thing to bring alumni back to Pittsburgh to perform. Several of the alumni that are going to play tonight have never been in the Bicknell or definitely never performed in the Bicknell. So that's kind of a cool thing just in itself. But before we do that, please help me welcome to the stage Andrea Dinkel on the accordion solo for our next piece. Andrea Dinkel directs as a band director at Galena, and just go ahead and raise your hand if you're a Galena person on stage here as well. Several of them. They're out there, yeah. So that's kind of cool. So this summer, I knew I wanted to do this piece. It's a really cool accordion solo, and I just kind of put it on Facebook, like, hey, does anyone play accordion? And Andrea's like, yes. And then I guess that's all that we needed, and here we are. So this piece is really cool. So you'll hear like some accordion sounds, and an accordion has some like unique things that are special about this instrument. Do you want to demonstrate maybe like a bellows shake, or? It's kind of like a shuddering sound that you'll kind of hear Andrea play some like idiomatic accordion things, and then those sounds will be picked up by the band and like kind of like put on a loop almost, and like so like when you hear something on the accordion, it'll kind of like get added to just a general texture that you'll hear from the wind instruments, and then finally we kind of like together kind of arrive at this kind of like groove. As you can see in your program notes, it's kind of like onda tropical means kind of like tropical wave, and like this piece gets more tropical as it goes, basically. So we kind of pick up this groove, and then we get to a little spot that might make you dance in your seat a little bit towards the end there. So this is another really cool piece. We'll play this piece, and then we'll have a very brief set change as we welcome the alumni band to stage, and then we'll end with a big finale, I guess. Okay. Are we let's do that. So hey, Dr. Chybowski, why are there so many tuning notes in the middle of a concert? That's a great question. One of the things that are unique about a wind ensemble compared to other types of bands or other types of ensembles is this is like a wind ensemble is a very flexible ensemble that is basically designed to fit the shape of any type of music that a composer writes. So throughout this concert, there's been students changing instruments, changing different kinds of trumpets, different saxophones, from oboe to English horn, and from piccolo to flute, and basically whatever that piece calls for, that's what the instruments play. So like a wind ensemble is a very flexible ensemble, and every time you pick up a new instrument, we need a new tuning note. So that's why that is. So if you do nothing else tonight, you learn a little fun fact about wind ensembles. Okay, so hey, thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for being here again for our first concert of the season. All of our season concerts are on your program. One really exciting thing is that because of their awesome musicians you see on stage, we've been invited to perform at the State Music Educators Convention in February. That'll be on Thursday, February 26th. That's a very big honor, and we're very excited to be able to play for a wider audience. I think we love our audience here in Pittsburgh, but not very often do people in Wichita or other parts of the state get to see us. So we're excited to play at the KMEA convention in February. Keep your eyes posted on our social medias. The best support you can give us is just being here, but if you feel moved to financially support our trip to Wichita and hotel stay and meals and all that, you'll have an opportunity through our social media accounts to help the band out on our travels. This is kind of an unusual thing. This is the third time since I've been here that we've been invited to KMEA. We've never performed. The first time was in 2020, and nothing happened in 2020, so we did not get to go to perform. The second time, we had our concert the night before. We were going to leave the next morning, and an ice storm hit. We were like stuck in town. We could not perform. Third time's the charm. We are going to be in Wichita this February. So thank you. But I'm over it. I'm not bitter about that. But yes, thank you again for being here. We just love that you're here tonight, and this concert could not happen without you. It could also not happen without the fantastic staff of the Bicknell that sets up things like DJ sound going through the band and like accordion mics and all kinds of stuff happen. We literally could not do this concert without the staff of the Bicknell. So we can have a big hand for the Bicknell staff here tonight. Thank you. And finally, it's the coolest thing to me this semester so far has been like some of our Pitt State music faculty coming to me saying like, your students have brought like their band music to their lessons and we worked on it. I can barely fathom that, people are teaching lessons and they're taking time out of their lessons to work on like ensemble music. That's just the coolest thing to me. That kind of goes to show that Pitt State Music Department truly is a team effort. So I would just like to thank all of the Pitt State music faculty for everything that they do. So much that goes on. Thank you. Okay, without any further ado, Onda Tropical and then Alumni Band. I'll see you out in the lobby or at Chatters after the concert. I think that's a really cool piece. I love accordion too. Okay, so at this moment, we're going to have a brief setup change. Long enough for you to check your phone if you need to, but not long enough probably to go get ice cream and come back. It'll be a brief, just little setup change for our alumni band. So bear with us for about 2 minutes, and then we'll be back on stage here with the PSU alumni band. All right, we're set. All right, so thank you for that, your patience. So I don't want to call it anyone on stage here, but we have a wide range of different eras represented on stage here tonight, and I'm just really excited about that. Do we have some people that were here when Mr. Bob Corcoran was here, I think? Yeah, and Gary Cochran, sorry. And maybe before that, who was the band director when you were here? Okay. Pasicano? Okay. So the reason I'm saying that is next year is there's a celebration of 150 years of Pittsburgh being in existence. It's also the 250th anniversary of our country being in existence. But there's a lot of cool band history stuff that are coming up next semester. So I think without any further ado, we'll kick things off here with the alumni band. So we had one rehearsal on Tuesday, and some of the people, this is going to be their rehearsal. So we're just happy to be here. So I hope you guys enjoy the 2025 Pittsburgh Alumni Band, the first of many. All right. Going to keep talking here? All right. Thank you all. I hope Dr. Wilson would be proud. We could not do the fight song. If you like marching band and you like the fight song, Homecoming is October 11th, and we would love to welcome all alumni, including alumni band members, to join us on October 11th at Homecoming. Our band is awesome. Our football team is, I think, doing pretty awesome. So, hey, thank you all. You guys are awesome. We're so happy to share this concert with you. We'll see you out at the lobby, see you at Chatters, see you at our next concert. Thank you, guys.